Just because it's trending doesn't mean it's trending for your target audience or for your goals with content creation. In today's episode, we're breaking down creating age-appropriate content for the audience that you're looking to attract. So if you're looking to attract a younger audience and maybe you're posting some memes or things that are more relatable, like some dance moves or whatever it may be, then that's totally fine. But if you're looking to really target an audience that's similar in age to yourself, this is where we really come in with that authentic, original content that feels true to you. Because ultimately, I think that does help with creating longevity in the content creator space. You want to create content that you're excited to create, and as we all get older, things happen in our lives. We want to share about the journey with our audience because it feels real and raw and authentic, and that's why you connect to people online. So if you attract a younger audience than your current age, you might not feel so compelled to create that content. If you attract an older audience, the same situation may occur. So in today's episode, we're really breaking down some different things that maybe some creators are starting to make and can definitely adapt and change, and also why age-appropriate content builds loyalty and how you can do that and adjust your strategy. There's so much to learn from your audience's age range and analytics, and that can really help with your content creation. Let's just dive right in.
Ready to level up in 2025? Tune into Branding with Bex for insightful conversations, captivating guests, and practical tips. Whether you're on a walk, in the car, or getting ready in the morning, grab your headphones and let's dive into the world of branding together.
Here's the truth a lot of creators miss. If your content doesn't feel right for you and your audience age, it's probably not going to land, no matter how great the content quality is. Now, you might be using the right platform, the right visuals, even the right format, but if the tone is off, the references don't really connect, or maybe it just feels like you're talking to someone older or younger than them, they're probably just going to scroll past. We're going to break down why age-appropriate content is a game changer. And I really think a big focus of this was something that I realized from my creator journey is that I was not one of those TikTok dancing girls who would like lip sync and sway their hips. There were so many funny memes about that where it's like, if only I swayed my hips in 2020, then I'd be like a huge creator, which might be true. For me, I wanted to be viewed as a professional businesswoman who is also very relatable. I share a lot of fun content like fashion finds, things that I'm doing, daily life. I feel like I bring you guys along for a lot of the journey of my life with me, but I also want to be a reliable resource for you when it comes to talking about branding and business. I hope that I attract other women who are feeling like they want to just do more and constantly feeling driven to create content, go for their business goals, whatever it may be. So that's really the audience that I'm looking to attract, which is probably similar within the age range that I'm currently in, and also the audience that I want to appeal to. I also think there's a lot of longevity in that for me, and I realized that because there's been people that have followed me for, I really started taking my Instagram seriously about 5 years ago. There's been people that have followed me from this 5-year journey. They've been with me throughout the process. Then there's people that have dropped off, people that have, joined my community. So it's been great to stay authentic to me and my age range, because then I am creating content that feels organic to me. Like, it's very easy for me to create the content because I'm just being myself. So if you're a creator and you feel like you're creating content that maybe doesn't feel so true to you, or you're wondering what your next move is because it feels very limited in the type of content you're creating, we're going to break down some different ways that you can start to pivot and maybe adjust your strategy so that way you can start to appeal to that audience that you're looking to get to. From brand voice to cultural references, choosing the right trends to jump on, we want to be really specific about what it takes to build trust and traction with the people that you actually want to attract. So if you're creating content for Gen Z and you want to talk in the Gen Z talk, or you want to talk as a millennial, or you want to talk as a parent or a high schooler, or whatever it may be, this episode is going to get you to stop guessing and to start connecting. You're going to really think about it from brand side, so if you're growing a business and what your target audience is, but also if you're a creator, you can think about this from the creation side, where if you're creating content, how can you resonate with the audience that you want to resonate with? So let's just dive right in. The first mistake that I really see a lot of creators making is that most people create content from their perspective, assuming that that's universal. I want you to get really niche and specific with who you're talking to. So here's an example for this podcast. I'm really looking to reach young, ambitious entrepreneurs, small business owners, content creators that are looking to use social media. Maybe they have a large budget, maybe they don't, to spread the word about their business and to create organic content that will create that sense of community. We talk about paid ads a little bit on here, which is another awesome avenue. But the real goal for me is to talk to people who are looking to build that sense of community and have that relationship and trust with their audience so that their audience comes to them for their purchasing decisions. They're not going out to them spending money on ads and things like that. It's really creating that authentic trust. And I hope that this is what a lot of my audience members do, and from the analytics, it seems like a lot of you are actually very interested in this. I'm not talking to maybe really young people that aren't super into this. Maybe they're more into the TikTok dancing or whatever it may be. I'm also not talking to, people that have no desire to learn about marketing, because there's plenty of people out there that don't. But you have to really know that audience and then think about it when you're creating that content. I also really like to have fun with my content. So I know that, maybe there's some people that are interested in fashion finds or things to do in Florida, and I share that on my personal account, but my Branding with Bex account is really kept to a lot of this more businessy marketing mindset conversations, because we got this, ladies, like we totally got this. So here's a quick example. If you want to use slang or maybe memes, if they feel forced or outdated for your intended audience, don't go ahead and continue moving on with it. I mean, you can, but this is just your advice from Bex over here. Just because it's trending doesn't mean it's trending for your target audience. You may grow an audience that might like the trending stuff that you're creating, and that's great. Think about your long-term strategy and what do you want to do with that audience, or how do you want to continue that relationship further? And if it feels forced now, that's only going to really continue on if you don't have like a clear goal in mind. So age-appropriate content helps in building loyalty. And here's why. Your tone, your language, even the speed of your delivery affect how your content is received. I talk fast. You guys know that. You listen to me on the podcast. Talk fast because I'm like, let's get going. Let's get this information out there. You guys are busy. I'm busy. We want to learn things. We want to connect. But we also have a lot going on in our lives, and that's fine. So when someone feels like you get them, they're going to keep watching, keep listening, keep sharing, and keep coming back to maybe binge your content. So is your content binge worthy for someone new that just showed up on your page? Are you providing so much value that they want to keep scrolling? When it feels right, people don't just follow, they're going to stick around and they're going to feel connected to you. Your audience wants to feel seen when content reflects a phase of their life that they're currently in. How can you learn your audience's age range? You can use your analytics on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, whatever platform you're on. Look at the age brackets. 18 to 24 is very different from 35 to 44. So really look in there and see what your audience demographic is, and also, what type of content of yours is performing best. What creators your audience also follows. If you don't have the analytics yet, you can ask them, you can host polls, you can ask in comments, you can ask in DMs. If you're guessing, you're really just wasting a lot of your content, so let the data tell you who is listening and how you can target them and continue to foster those relationships. Next, we're going to talk about adjusting your content for your audience's age. I think this is important to go back to that last step we talked about and really think about, from your perspective, what content you enjoy creating if you're a content creator. Is it content that falls within your natural age range? And if so, take that into consideration with the type of content you enjoy sharing and how you want to continue moving forward. If you are a business and you're looking to target a certain demographic or age range, it's important to think about that too, so like you're creating content for that specific audience member. Teen content is a little bit more fast-paced, it's a little more bold, it's a little more, there might be some slang that I really have no idea what it means because I hear them saying it and I have no idea what they're talking about. Millennial would be a little bit more relatable, pop culture heavy, Y2K vibes, like we're just living our lives. We didn't wear makeup until high school, we didn't have cell phones until like 5th or 6th grade. Those are some things you might think about if you're looking to target an older demographic. Thoughtful content, no real fluff, maybe some fun posts here and there, but really intentional content because they're not spending as much time on these platforms. You can use cultural touch points that they know, and you can also think about your visuals and your vibe. So a huge part of that is like fonts, styles of editing. Younger, it's like high contrast editing. They know their edits, they know their fonts. If you're looking to target maybe like older fonts, you want clearer, you want slower transitions, you want more storytelling to really get people involved in your content. So if your audience is young, like 16, 17, 18 on TikTok, you really want to think about that chaotic energy and trend hopping. But if they're 35, they might want some more things like calm tips they can use in real life, real applicable takeaways while they're cooking dinner. Hopefully this podcast is appealing to them as well, where they can learn things about how to maybe market a business that they've always thought about starting. Now I want to talk about how to stay age relevant without feeling fake. If you're looking to appeal to a younger demographic because that's maybe the target audience that you're selling a product to, be authentic, not performative, adapt, but don't lose your voice. So if you're pretending to be someone that you're not, it's not going to really land. But just think about your audience's worlds and how you can fall into that now with whatever you're selling. I think if you look at a different age range, you can be a little bit more understanding where, oh, okay, you know, like they're selling this product, this will help me. But maybe they're not going to say as many slang things that I know, you know? So there is a little bit of understanding there. And there's a lot of creators that really nail it and they really get this technique right because they're speaking to their age range and it can help them really thrive. So a few examples you can think of, like Emma Chamberlain, her early success was aligning with like the teen and college age followers. You could think of Lauren Bostic, who absolutely crushes it. You guys know I'm a huge Lauren Bostic fan, but she has taken her audience along for the journey with her. And her sister leads the brand strategy for her company. And she brought this up in a recent podcast episode where you're creating content that's aligning with you and where you're at in life if you're a content creator yourself, because your audience will follow with you. It would be really silly for me to stand up here and start doing some like TikTok dance in like a skimpy outfit. Like that's just not me. And it wouldn't feel authentic to me, so it also wouldn't attract the audience that I'm looking to attract. I'm looking to attract other women who are also really ambitious with their goals, who don't mind putting themselves out there and trying something new. Keeping that in mind when you're creating your content is also very helpful. And also, I can create content about this long term because this is something I've been interested in for a really long time. We pivot here and there on the show, we talk about other topics. Overall, I would say it aligns with my audience of who I'm looking to attract. Knowing your audience age really does help in that connection to be able to connect with them deeply. Don't try to create content for everyone because that is actually going to leave you in a spot where you're just forgettable. You're not going to really attract anyone when you're trying to attract everyone. And invite your listeners to join the journey. So if you currently have an audience, ask them what they want to see more of. Who do they want to join you for your content if you're collaborating with people? And I just really want to encourage you to take a look at your analytics, and maybe if there's one thing you can shift, maybe it's your tone, maybe it's your references, maybe it's your format. You don't have to be younger, louder, trendier. You just have to speak to the people that are already watching, because that will help to attract more people who also fall into your group and to help you grow that sense of community that you already have. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Branding with Bex. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you rated and reviewed. Please, guys, it really helps the podcast, and I'll talk to you all on next week's episode. Does the same time work for you?